Hari Om, Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna Vishada Yoga, Chapter 1, verses 2 and 3. Sanjaya Uvacha Dritva tu Pandavanikam Vyudam Duryodhanastata Acharyamupasangamya Raja Vachanam Abravit. Verse 3. Pashyaitam Pandubhutranam Acharyamagatim Chamum Vyudam Drupadaputrena Tava Shishyena Dhimatam. In verse 1, Dhritarashtra, the king, asked Sanjaya, Hey Sanjaya, what is happening in the war field? Tell me. Sanjaya is answering his king, Dhritarashtra, about the events that are happening in the battlefield. Sanjaya is seeing Duryodhana is having a look at both the armies. Even though Duryodhana had a bigger army, the number is more, strength is definitely more than the Pandava army. He internally feels some discomfort. He feels that his army is not matched to the Pandava's army. Pandavas are also very clear because they are having Krishna along with them. They created fear in the mind of Duryodhana by fielding Sigandi against Bhishma. Sigandi's earlier birth is Amba, so that we will not get into that. She was born as a lady. And then to kill Bhishma, she took another birth immediately and born as Sigandi. So Bhishma decided not to fight against Sigandi, even if he kills. So Pandavas fielded Sigandi against Bhishma and Drishtadyumna against Dronacharya. Bhishma knows he will die at the hands of Sigandi. Dronaji knows that death will come to him from the hands of Drishtadyumna. The reason we will see little later. The very sight created tension in Duryodhana. Duryodhana, on seeing Sigandi and Drishtadyumna, had butterflies in his stomach. He can see through the strategy of Pandavas. After assessing the strength of both the armies, he approached Dronacharya and started speaking. Why Duryodhana approached Dronacharya and not Bhishma Pitamaha, who is the commander in chief? Bhishma was the commander. Duryodhana did not go to Bhishma and addressed him, but he went to Dronacharya and addressed the Acharya. Why? Bhishma was the grandsire of both Pandavas and Kauravas. Bhishma had taken a vow to protect his country at any cost. Country first. If there is a danger to the country, Bhishma will, whatever be his age, he will take his bow and arrow and fight. Whoever is ruling the country, he will protect the country as per his orders. The decision is right or wrong does not matter. King decides, he will fight. At that time, Dhritarashtra was the king. Dhritarashtra has given assent to wage war against Pandavas. Bhishma internally, he did not agree with the decision. But king has taken a decision. So Bhishma will definitely fight for the country. Whoever stands on the opposite side, whoever it is. Kshatriya Dharma. Bhishma knows Krishna is Paramatma. But to protect the country, Bhishma decided to fight even against Krishna Paramatma. Whoever it is, even if it is God, I will fight to protect my country. But Dronacharya was not like Bhishma. Dronacharya is not a Kshatriya. is a Brahmana. There are several reasons why Duryodhana addressed Dronacharya. Wonderful reasons. Several reasons. One, there is no such vow taken by Dronacharya like Bhishma. I will protect this country. Nothing like that he has taken. There was no guarantee, no promise to either to himself or to the others. Reason number one. Reason number two, even though he was fighting on the side of Kauravas, he had a special liking or love for Arjunas, I mean Pandavas, especially Arjuna. The story of Ekalaiva proves this point. Hence, maybe Duryodhana had some trust deficit on Dronaji. He may not be fighting wholeheartedly because he is getting some money from the kingdom. He is also fighting for us. No, no, that type of a fighting I don't want. You have to fight properly. Reason 2. Reason 3. Dronacharya is a Brahmin. He is not a Kshatriya. Killing is against Brahmana Dharma. You should not even kill an insect, animal. You cannot eat non-vegetarian. If you are a Brahmin, you cannot. You cannot touch. Highest level. You have to go to that level. Hence, even though Dronacharya may defeat the Pandavas, he may not kill them. In the war, Kshatriya Dharma is either you kill or get killed. Fight till the end. Hence, he wanted to remain Dronaji to fight and kill Pandavas without any hesitation and not observe Brahmana Dharma. That could be another reason. Fourth, Duryodhana is already under tremendous pressure. His mind is not at peace. Naturally, if you are not doing dharma, if you are doing adharma, you don't have to go to hell separately. Your mind will not allow you to stay at peace. In that army, in Gaurava army, all the other kings are Kshatriyas. They are also equally powerful kings. They might have taken a decision to fight with Duryodhana against the Pandavas. But they are also powerful and they are Kshatriyas. If he shouts at any one of them, and they will give it back in the field itself, in the battlefield itself. It is the nature of the Kshatriyas. Or they will go out. They will resign and go. Brahmins generally do not get angry easily. Thick-skinned fellows, you can say. Because they won't immediately blurt out. Maybe that is why, according to me, he chose Dronacharya to vent out his anger. So you can go shout and remove all your anger. Next point. Dronacharya was the one who taught all the warfare, including all the missile techniques to Pandavas. Everybody, whoever came to study in his institute, he taught them everything. He did not hide anything, kept something for them, for him, and taught only a portion of it, nothing to him. Everything, whatever he knows, whatever techniques he had, he taught them everything to all the students, including Pandavas. Now Duryodhana feels his disciples are better than him, better than Dronacharya. Something similar to this. A professor who teaches in a very good institution like Indian Institute of Technology, he may remain professor throughout his life, earning the same salary of 50,000 or 60,000. But the student may become the CEO of an MNC company. He may earn in millions and millions. He may earn much more name and fame. Professor may remain the same. Similarly, Dronaji is in the same position. Arjuna and others, they have excelled him. That is the view of Duryodhana. Hence he addressed Dronaji. The story of Dronacharya is also very important here. During his childhood days, Dronaji was a poor Brahmin. Drupada was a son of a king. And and a Kshatriya boy. In their school days, those days you have to go to their school and stay there and study. You cannot go home. Even if you are a king's son, you have to suffer. You have to undergo the training by the Acharya. Stay with you. Whatever order he gives, you have to follow. Otherwise, the Acharya is not afraid. He will send you back to the palace. So, Drupada and Dronacharya, both of them, they were friends. Drupada is the father of uh, Dushtyumna. So they were close friends. They sat together, ate together, slept together. They shared everything. One of those days, Drupada told Dronaji that, hey Drona, my father is getting old. I will become the king one day. At that time, you don't worry about this, your poverty. I will give you half of my kingdom to you. Enjoy. That is what he said. He promised also. After the education is over, they separated. So naturally, Drupada went to his palace. Dronacharya went to his village. They grown up, they got married, they were leading their own life. Dronaji, being a Brahmin, was living in poverty. Drupada became the king of the country. Then, because he was suffering too much with the poverty, Dronaji remembered his friend and the words. Dronaji did not expect half the kingdom, but definitely, surely he wanted something to get rid of his poverty. So he went to the palace, and when the soldier asked him, "Who are you?" He said, "I am the friend of Drupada. We studied in the same school. So you just go and tell the king." Then Drupada was, he called him inside. When he saw Dronacharya, he was wearing that torn clothes, maybe dirty clothes. Poor. He was looking like a beggar. So on seeing him, Drupada laughed at Dronacharya. He said, "Hey, poor beggar, how dare you address me as your friend? You beggar? How can a king be a friend of a beggar? Basic knowledge. How can a pauper be a friend of a rich man? How can an idiot be a friend of a learned person? How can a coward be a friend of a brave man? You idiot, you fool. Don't you know these basic things? Only equals can be friends. When I was a young boy, even if I have said, I would have blabbered something. On that pretext, do not come and say I am your friend. You fool." Open court, ministers, people were there. King told him, close friend, sat together, eat together, slept together. And he said all these words. This is true even today. Don't think this is a scenery which has been created. If one of your friends becomes very rich, and if you are a poor, and if you go to his marriage function, you will not yourself go because you will feel shy. But if you go and if you try to hug him, then naturally this will be the result. So this treatment, it hurt him terribly, Dronacharya. Ashamed in the court hall, terribly angry, Dronacharya left the court hall without saying anything. Silently he left. But internally he was burning. Being thorough in warfare, he taught the Pandavas and Kauravas the warfare and all its techniques. After teaching them, the students, the Kauravas and Pandavas, asked Dronaji, what is that he wanted as Guru Dakshina, Guru Kanika, or fees for the professional services, for the teaching. Dronaji asked them to capture Drupada alive. My fees is you have to capture Drupada and bring him before him. Arjuna captured Drupada alive. He brought him before Dronaji. Dronaji, even though he was burning internally, he was still treating Drupada as his friend. He told Drupada, "O king, still I want your friendship only. I did not capture you because I wanted to assure you. I want to be your, still I want to be your friend. Since as per your words, only equals can be friends. I am giving you 50% share of your kingdom. Be my friend." But he gave the entire kingdom. He released Drupada. He wanted to teach him a lesson. He taught him a lesson and then released him. Now Drupada was fuming with anger. He performed penances to get a son who will kill Dronaji. Please note, Dronaji knows that Drishtatyumna was the son of Drupada and was born to kill Dronaji. Drishtatyumna was sent to Drona school of missile warfare because Drupada knows that Dronaji is the best. He is like an IIT at that time, Indian Institute of Technology. So he sent him to his school. And Dronaji happily taught Drishtatyumna whatever he knows, all the war techniques, missiles. Those days, a good teacher never refused a good student if he is really interested in the learning and never worried about what will happen to you. Dronaji knows Drishtatyumna was born to kill him. That is okay. Death is just part of my life. One more event of my life. So he taught him everything. Now, Duryodhana, he is addressing Dronacharya and he teases him also by saying these words. To what kind of students you have taught this warfare? All of them were trained by you and all of them are ready to use the same missile to kill you. Indirectly saying, what a fool you are. Because he is a Raja. Raja Vachanam Abravit. At that time he is a king. So he says to Dronacharya, what kind of people do you have taught? Tavashishyena Dhimata. All your disciples, all your students, they are taking up all the missiles and they are going to use against you. That is what he is saying in verse 3. Again verses 2 and 3. Sanjaya Vacha Dritva tu Pandavanikam Vyudam Duryodhanastata Acharya Mupasangamya Raja Vachanam Abravit Pashyaitam Pandubhutranam Acharya Magatim Chamum Vyudam Drupada Tava Shishyena Dhimatam. Next verse we will see tomorrow. Arihom Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Narayana 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 Narayana